This dude was dead.
Ask your question. Let me just simply say this. And all I have to say is the creativity, the beauty, the genius, the masterful lyrics behind Blueface. I mean, I don't know who else could think of. I get one. I remember that one time I'm running from one time. And I'll run that back for you one time. I remember that one time I was running from one time. I was really just taken back, and I just wanted to share that with our audience. I was almost brought to tears, and I just wanted to know what you thought of that song and what you think of the creative artist that is Blueface. Probably the most creative artist working today.
Blueface is good. I like Blueface. I thought he was dead. Not gonna lie. Not saying anything bad about his gang history or anything like that. Just more so, dude. I literally could not tell you where Blueface has been for the last 4 years. 4 years. Maybe
making one time. He made the song that started our show today, specifically for Face of the Franchise.
Literally, if that's what he's been doing, thank you. That was a great song. Big Blueface guy. I think he's probably one of the newer rappers that I fuck with. Him, Lil Baby, definitely. I mean, like the list is ended right there because I really don't have anything else. So.
Do you really fuck with Blueface? That song was terrible, first of all. And if he ever did make any song for us, we would.
I will tell you this. I fuck with the thought of Blueface. Let's just say that the thought that counts of Blueface trying to become a rapper and trying to do this is funny to me because Blueface also, in the grand scheme of things, I think is a pretty athletic dude because I've seen him play football. I've seen him play basketball with some NBA and football players. Yeah, so him. Quavo.
I like that. I like that clarification though. It's the spirit of Blueface. The idea and the spirit and the essence that is Blueface.
Like you ever look at somebody on like Spotify or iTunes back in the day and they dropped a song and you just start laughing? It's like, damn, this is about to be something I'm gonna enjoy in the sense of like I'm either gonna make fun of it or it's gonna be kind of fire, where it's gonna be like, oh, I didn't know he had it in him.
I mean, not to give away every obvious bit we have is an obvious bit, but like AB, like that is literally.
Wait, what's the dance? What's the dance
sitting there and
everybody's doing? You gotta do
yeah. For the non-YouTube watchers, we get a little hips. We doing our AB's finest right now. Not even on the outline. What you think of that? We can get you a challenge.
I'm okay. So I'm completely 180'd on AB. Like. I have to stop thinking about the Steelers stuff and start thinking baby as the person because this dude is a cartoon character come to life, like 100%. And just the fact that
Four Corners may have to hire him as our latest content guy.
If AB wants to come on, I'll DM AB. I'll put a picture on at the end of the video if anybody wants to see me DMing AB and see what he says. But the fact that man went to Rolling Loud.
Please do. Add that to this post for the show.
Add
that to the IG post for the show.
I will. And also, not to mention, Lamar Jackson was like, I can't wait to do this in the end zone. You have two guys like LeBron and Draymond Green doing it at the club. Yep. Like, AB is just he's a cultural phenomenon. He's a cultural phenomenon that we cannot stop. Let's be honest.
No. I mean, he's going to continue to have the impact in the culture, and we're going to sit here and just be grateful we get to be blessed with it. That's it. We also got blessed. And we are going to be blessed later tonight with my Triple 10 challenge. But, Nude, first I want to get in, before we even dive into that, tell us you down to whole rotisserie. I do agree with the people that said it should have been 2. I think that you should have done 2. I think you could have easily done 2. This was maybe your simplest challenge yet?
So here's the deal, and I'll say this wholeheartedly. Maybe I should have done it in a way, I think Costco has them. If the chicken was deboned already, then yes, 2 would have been fine. It'd be an actual challenge, blah, blah, blah. The fact that the rotisserie chicken, like the deboning was the hardest part. It's like, okay, did I eat all the meat off the bones? Is this cartilage? Is this a bone? Is this whatever? Oh.
You're playing a lot of guessing game real fast, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then you're just thinking about it. It's like, what the fuck did I just eat? Like, did I eat the whole chicken? Did I leave some parts? I made sure that I ate all of it, and I had like Sam verify it. But at the same time, it's just like if there was no bones, no cartilage, just a strictly meat from a rotisserie chicken, 2 easy. Let's go. I will do it. But I'm gonna take a little bit of a break
I think I was more before we get into that. I think I was more concerned with our sponsors. Our sponsors need love. You know what I'm saying? Our sponsors need to know we care. We use their products. I mean, I wear some Stuck Up every single day. I'm going to download some Govea fitness routines after this show. Make sure I'm getting it right. Make sure I pay for the program. Even though I'm not in the Carolinas, I'm still going to figure out the Govea way online. It's going to be great. I'm becoming a seductress more and more every day, thanks to Jax. And of course, we all know my eyesight gets us going, but you read it like you were a robot. You weren't even, a cool robot.
No. I read it as listen. You did
Stuck
this
Up
bit.
Clothing, the finest fashion money can buy. I read it
as a robot. You're right, because that's a bit, dude. You the buffet of fucking bits over there should know that it's a bit. It's a bit. I'm bidding it up. I'm ready to bid. I'm ready to.
I think you've gotten caught in how you're trying to use the bid out as an excuse.
No, I think the bid out is exactly what it is. I think it is what it is. I think that's what I became, and that's how it's become, and that's all I need to say.
So when in doubt, it's a bit. It's a bit.
It's a bit.
By the way, that is the best out of anything. It's just like, no, that was a bit, dude. My bad, it was a bit.
I mean, hey, I learned from the best with you, so it's like, I got it. I know what to do.
I don't know what you could possibly be talking about, but I do know I am taking on the challenge. I am doing the pro version tonight of the Joe's. It's the Joe's Triple 10, because after I am done tonight, that's what it will officially be called. Little Joe's Triple 10. 10 shots, 10 wings, 10 minutes, no puking, no water, no bodily fluids coming out of me from any direction whatsoever. Correct?
Yep, I'd pee first.
I will make sure that our viewers know this tonight, as somebody did not pee first. I appreciate that little heads up. As somebody did not say the rules last time, so I'll make sure our viewers understand.
I thought it was a given.
Our sponsors feel like they are being truly sponsored. And then I'll crush 10 wings, 10 shots, 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead.
I thought it was already sent, but you know what? It is what it is.
I mean, just a little clarification could help people. A little clear, like you said, you have to pee before. What if you peed yourself and we didn't know discretion of, is Nude eliminated from it? Or did he win the challenge because he got all 10 wings and 10 shots, but he peed himself? Again, no excluding fluids from any part of the body, so you would have lost. With that being said, you already know what happened. You already know whether I made a fool of myself or I was crowned king as per usual in my life. So I'm just looking greatly forward to this. I'm sure I made nothing but an absolute king of myself, made my family proud last night. So I'm just really proud of myself. Way to go, Joe. Continuing just to better yourself and be the dog you are, baby. Proud of me. You proud of me?
I think you failed, so I don't know if you want me to say it.
I think so. Anyway, moving right along. Speaking of not failing and somehow digging yourself out of a hole and not even have to saying, you know what? It was a little bit of the bid out. He is using the bid out. Congratulations, Deshaun Watson. You touching 22 women, I guess, was a bit. You fucking piece of fucking shit. You're only suspended for 8 games. However, and dude, I'm going to let you go off on this one because I know you got a little bone to pick. But I'm just going to go ahead and start with a man named Calvin Ridley, who is suspended for a whole entire fucking year for doing likely what 50% of the league probably does anyway, and just got caught doing it, which was make a fucking 5-leg parlay. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool because you can go ahead and rape 22 women, get away with it in the league. Or you can murder, as OJ told us this morning, that the decision was made by the judge. He mentioned on Twitter the decision was made. He knows all about that. Once it's made, it's done, and you're scot-free. I'm fucking disgusted. I don't have really any bits for this or any shit because it's serious and just fucking terrible in the point we are in the world. But I won't go again. I'll go ahead and proceed off to you, Nitty.
All right. So I knew it was going to be 6 games. Let's just start with that. This whole thinking he was going to get a year, thinking he was going to get more than 8 was asinine to me.
He shouldn't be allowed back in the league. But
I knew it because of 2 things. Because I looked back at the other recent history of you could say like lack of evidence in certain situations. I will use Ben Roethlisberger as one, and I'll use Zeke Elliott as one. Both got 6 games, as the same as Deshaun Watson. Both weren't 24 women, but at the same time, that's the president. That's the rules you set in place to people. You have to follow it. I mean, you didn't have evidence. You didn't do anything. Why am I upset? Why the fuck was that 6 games to those 3? And why, like you said, Calvin Ridley was a year? Why was Josh Gordon for weed a year? Why was Vincent Jackson driving without a license 3? Why was a fight in the middle of the field between Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan 6 games? Like, you're just making shit up at this point. Like, just say you're making shit up. I actually will respect the NFL more if they came out and it's like, the only reason, I think I've said this 12 million times, but I'll say it again. I'll respect the NFL more if they weren't bullshitting us and just came out and say, you know what, we're only doing it 6 games to those players because of revenue and the team that they're going to play and shit like that. Because nobody cares about.
Respect them so much more, and they just said, "Hey, Deshaun Watson is going to make me the league way more fucking money than Calvin Ridley will this year."
Jacoby Brissett, yeah.
Sorry.
It is what it is, and you want to see, of course, you want to see Lamar and Deshaun, you want to see Joe and Deshaun, you want to see whatever the Steelers' defense is going to be this year against Deshaun. Okay, I get it. Right.
Lamar and Deshaun. I don't know why you always leave Lamar out of the conversation.
I said Lamar actually first, so pay attention, brother. So, and then he's...
Oh, okay, brother. Yeah, there you go. I like it.
But in the same time...
That's a Joe type of shot there. I like that.
I just don't like the NFL's way of handling certain situations. Yes, weed back in the day was illegal. I understand that. But it helped with Josh Gordon did say out loud, it helped with his anxiety. It helped with his mental state. It does help people with injuries. It helps ease up muscle tension. You would know better than anyone, Joe, because you use it after. Yeah,
it's a free massage every time. Actually, it's about a 9, depending on what you get. It is a still expensive massage.
No pun intended. But at the same time, it's just like. But at the same time, it's just like I saw this coming. I knew what was happening. The Browns knew what they were getting themselves into. Browns at this point were so sick of having that stupid jersey picture come up every year of all the quarterbacks they've had since like Bernie Kosar and
the Commandos got the same thing.
But I want everybody to know this. Deshaun hasn't played for a year. He's going to miss 6 games. To think that he's just going to all of a sudden be a top 5 quarterback,
right,
is asinine also. Like,
right.
He could suck. He could hurt himself. He could do all these different things. So to think, and this is just a wake up.
You haven't played 18 months, basically.
And listen, there's no team that I won't pile on more than the Browns because they already have enough shit. But at the same time, you saying you're going to the Super Bowl because he's coming back after week 6 is stupid in itself because you could be 0-6 real easily. And he could suck, and you won't win until God knows when. Next year, we're going to do this hoopla again. And guess what happens? His contract cut kicks in. So all those players you have for cheap, they're not going to be there anymore. So shut the fuck up with the Super Bowl. Shut the fuck up with everything else. Let's see how it plays out. I knew the 6 games were coming. Everybody and their mother knew. If you didn't think so, and you're tweeting about, oh my God, I can't believe I can't, then you just don't know the NFL as well as I think you do. And
to more your point too, I mean, you're exactly correct. When you have the Gordons of the world and you have the Ridleys of the world and these guys that have gotten suspended on weed-related things are gambling, like you ruined the guy's career because you took some weird, it's like an old school conservative stance on that. But then you have some of those vile crimes happening and it's 8 games. I mean, again, just say it's the money. Just say you're a fucking disgusting corporation like the rest of the world. Let's move along. We'll move along because I'm going to get too pissed off to continue to talk about this.
Absolutely.
The weirdest thing in the fucking world has gone down, dude, in my opinion. We know the wide receiver market was broken this year. The glass ceiling was fucking shot through the roof at an impressive rate. We had some contract signs, some guys that were holding out this week and last week. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and just start with DK. DK is going to go ahead and have a 3-year extension. Now I want you to listen to these details very closely. YouTube YouTube viewers, Spotify, wherever you're listening to your pod right now, listen very closely. DK, 3-year extension, $72 million, $58 million guaranteed. Deebo Samuel, 3-year extension, $73 million. Take 2. 73.5 million with a $58.1 million guaranteed. with the 49ers. I'll say that one more time. $72 million contract extension, $58 million guaranteed for DK. Deebo Samuel, 3-year extension, $73.5 million with $58.1 million guaranteed. There's another guy that got signed a couple months back whose deal sounds pretty similar, and there's another guy who got traded who just wants everybody to know it wasn't his fault, and honestly, you got to have his back despite what division he may be in now.
So let's see here. Okay, so you said DK, Deebo, and I'm going to just name names. A.J. Brown is the guy you're talking about, and McLaurin, who does all four deserve the bag, all four of them. Thank God Deebo's got done, DK's got done. They actually are smart. They took 3 years, so basically they both will be about like 26, 27. So if the situations in San Francisco and Seattle are not good, they're more than likely ready to leave. Same with McLaurin in his spot, just in case if Wentz isn't Wentz, he can leave as well. AJ put it right. I mean, AJ said it correctly. Why did I get traded and the other three didn't? Okay. Kareem, who comes on the show, as our resident Titans person, says there's two sides to every story. Joe, your camera's going to fall.
Nope. It's stood right back up. It's all about how you come back up again, baby. Keep going.
You got to think about it. I mean, they paid Derrick Henry the bag. They paid a lot of people the money that they need to. And yes, I would think you have to pay A.J. Brown. But I think A.J. Brown kind of wanted to leave a little bit. And I'm on kind of the side of A.J. Brown, but also understanding that the Titans didn't want to do what they needed to do. Congrats to DK. Congrats to Deebo. Like I said, for getting the bag. McLaurin as well. AJ just needed a better situation to flourish. And I think the Titans are going to always be that vocal point between the lines of Derrick Henry and their defense. And I just don't see them going to go give AJ Brown money like that. That's my opinion. But anyway,
it's again, and it's really weird on how this is getting capped out. Usually you'll see like a $5 to $3 million difference, but just to confirm here, and I just had to look up the details of Scary Terry's contract. Washington team fans named to be determined later. David probably not fans. Sorry, I didn't know it off the top of my head. Do forgive me. $71 million, 3-year extension at 56 guaranteed. So then you have a month later, you go ahead and you have DK, $72 million, 58 guaranteed, and then 4 days later, $73 million, 58.1 million guaranteed for Deebo. With our Titans insider Kareem, I 100%. You got to go with our Titans insider on this. I agree with him wholeheartedly. I think that AJ was 1 foot out the door. He can go ahead and shout and say, well, now all these 3 other guys are loyal. And kind of, I think in his head, it's a bad look to him that maybe it shows that I'm not loyal. And you're right, it is. I think he's trying to cover. He's trying to save face a little bit. It is what it is. But at the same time, you deserve to get paid too. You took a little less patient routes, and we'll see how it plays out. You'll probably end up 7-10 team and disappointed with a Jalen Hurts bust, but we'll see how that goes for AJ Brown downtown.
Yeah, and I think he's with, like I said, a lot of people want to play with their best friends. He's with his best friend Jalen Hurts, so now we move on. We got Treylon Burks and God knows who after that. So there you go.
Speaking of moving on to a new chapter in their life. Oh, that was a new transition. I did not like that. That was a new transition.
That was bad. Awful. You need to calm down there, brother.
I just got too excited because I'm excited to get into football camp and all training camp and all that good stuff. But before I do that, let's talk about people moving on with their life. It's Danny Amendola, Chris Carson, and Ryan Kerrigan all retiring in the past week and a half. Danny Amendola, obviously, two Super Bowl appearances.
Underdog. The most underdog story you could say. Dude was, 5'8". He was first introduced in that Cowboys Hard Knocks. He made it all the way to the end, got put on the practice squad, got signed by the Rams. And, dude, a 13-year career out of zero, like literally zero. And won 2 Super Bowls, became one of Tom Brady's favorite weapons. Very, very versatile guy. The reason why I'm harping on him more is just, dude, like, I like that is a no quit type of guy. Our camera sucks.
Right back up again, baby. Here we go. This podcast's all about not how we fall down, but how we rise up.
It's just crazy. If you think you're a D3 school, D2 school, and you'll never make it to the NFL, it's guys like Danny Amendola that really makes you think you could do whatever the fuck you set your mind to. And that's why I'll always have some place in my heart for guys like him, Julian Edelman, James Harrison, like guys who just were nothing. And then they just became these good, solid football players. Maybe not Hall of Famers, but I mean, Super Bowl rings, maybe some records that couldn't be broken.
We're a sucker for the underdog story here. Face the franchise for
Chris
sure.
Chris Carson, the same
broke
thing.
My heart. Listen, he broke my heart every fantasy season. I have nothing to say on the man.
I like Chris Carson. Again, another underdog story. He was like a 7th round pick, became what he did, got his bag. They're very. I agree with like certain situations and whatnot. He broke his neck, dude. Like that's just tough. And then Kerrigan is Kerrigan. So.
Just quick thing on him. Yeah, legend, obviously DC legend for forever. That you will. Also at the same time, he was playing while Chris Cooley was still playing. So listen, buddy, I'm glad you stuck it out. You did your decade plus 12 years to be exact. And I'm just glad it's about time you go. Next chapter of your life. I'm sure you'll be on some Washington team name to be determined at a later date, but it's already been determined and it's terrible radio. So I'm looking forward to hearing you on that for sure. That should be pretty good. Kerrigan, thanks for the years, baby. Thanks for the years. With that being said, training camp is back. Football's in the air. It smells so great, and I couldn't care about anything else, even though the league's continuing to let people get away with rape and murder. Who cares? Because football is back. New, interesting week going on this week. You have, obviously, the independent study time contract coming out with Kyler as training week comes out, goes ahead, says, I honestly, tired of this coming out. I did not agree to this part of the contract, but you signed the contract, didn't you, buddy? And it's clearly just a case of sometimes you haven't grown up quite yet. You don't like to do your homework. You get your homework from the nerdy kid next to you, and maybe that's it. You gave him part of your sandwich, and you move right on with your day. For Kyler, that method will no longer work in the league. You do gotta, study outside the job a little bit. As you are a 1% of 1% of 1% athlete, so what the fuck are you doing? You're getting paid millions of dollars to do that job. Do a little work outside that job. Do a little work outside the facility. But he signed the contract, so I don't really get any of that news.
Right. And the one thing is just like, I mean, Patrick Mahomes had a point. I mean, like, he was just like, why do him, Lamar, and Kyler and those quarterbacks? And let's be honest, we know what he's saying. He's talking about the black quarterbacks have to prove themselves all the time. I mean, it's just, I hate to say it, and this might get political, this might get a little crazy.
You're right.
It's America. It's in our DNA that racism runs rapid, and it sucks. And it is what it is, and that's how it is. Segregation, stuff like that. We could go through a litany list of what things are growing, like our country has done. But I think it's time for us to realize that guys like Kyler, guys like Lamar, guys like Patrick, the only reason why I say Lamar's a running back is not because I don't think he's a good quarterback. It's because he wears purple and black. That's it. End of story.
Right.
And I always
know why you say what you say, but you're making the exact correct point, right? Is that like Patrick came out and said it, I believe it was either yesterday or this morning, saying kind of the same thing. Yes, we go through more scrutiny. It's a shame. And it's unfortunately the way the system is set up. I pray to God, guys like me and Nude can somehow find a way to make change. But speaking out, continuing to voice is the only thing we can do. But it's so evident. It's not even up for debate, right? That these black quarterbacks are treated so differently. Yeah, we can make the jokes about Kyler doing his homework, and yes, you signed the contract. But the fact that was even in there is, to your point, a little disrespectful to the player as a whole. The fact that you made that public is even more disrespectful to the player as a whole. Let's not forget to mention Lamar's just Twitterverse this summer that he's been having to deal with and all the bullshit that he's been having to get. I mean, it's like you're having to dodge shit on the ground and being thrown at you at the same time every single week, every single day. If you're a not only black quarterback in the NFL, but if you want to get into that whole trenches, we don't have to really right now. But I mean, It's what a black person, from not that I understand whatsoever, but from what I can see living in this country, goes through every single fucking day. And it's morbid, and it's gross, and it fucking pisses me off.
Like I said, it is what it is at the end of the day. You just got to keep moving forward. I mean, that's what, like, I think he's going to, I think he's going to be fine in the sense, like, Kyler deserved the contract, and that's what I believe.
Yeah.
And I don't think you needed to put that, but at the same time, you did. So,
I mean,
now you have to get scrutiny.
I wouldn't have made that public either. Like, and if it
somebody either, and I don't think it was, what's it called? I don't think it was, what's his name? I don't think it was Kyler himself. I think it was Kyler's agent, just to say, we need this removed kind of thing. So,
I mean, and that was on, you're right. It was on Kyler's agent to go ahead and say, hey, like, this is not appropriate. Like, you need to, if you're going to play my player this much money, you need to trust that he's going to do it.
Right.
But yeah, on the bigger picture of things, I mean, it's rough feeling so powerless, and I just pray if people continue to voice, and one day change will come, and it should have been a long time ago, but this is the system that America's made.
Yeah, that's how it is, man. Just gotta keep moving forward with it.
The thing would be that should honestly be asked for independent study time, just to see what he's doing on his independence, is Aaron Rodgers going full douchebag. I mean, I love Con Air. Con Air is a fantastic, terrible B movie that's awfully awesome that you must watch. If you haven't, go check it out. I believe it's on Netflix. He's dressed up as Nicolas Cage from Con Air, just looking, I swear he just does shit for attention at this point. That's all A-Rod does. He just does shit to keep his name in the conversation. He likes a little limelight, all this, that, and the third. And then when I thought that was the biggest douche moment in the world, Russ shows up compensating for clearly the smallest penis that a man's ever had, except for maybe Will Compton.
That's wild. That's wild.
And the world's biggest G.
That is fucking unbelievable that you fit that in there. That is so funny. Go ahead.
You like I snuck that in there?
Jesus Christ.
So I just, it's full douchery going on at training camp, overhyped reactions going on at training camp, contracts getting resolved, as we've already talked about in training camp, Trey Lance getting a deal to start. What's been the favorite headline for you coming out of training camp? I know probably that Mason Rudolph is finally going to be your starting quarterback like you've been waiting for. Our guy Derwin, also another thing that I want to briefly touch on. Still not holding out on his contract. That is our guy. That is absolutely our safety of safeties. Was that fair to say? So Buddha's catching up over the years. Buddha's besides.
Are you saying our favorite? You said favorite safeties?
Non-commanders, non-Steelers. Derwin's up there.
Derwin, Buddha, Kevin.
Derwin, Buddha.
Yeah, I'd say Oh no, Baryard's up there for me. He's good. I like Baryard.
I
do like. I mean, like, Justin Simmons is good. I don't know. That's a loaded question there, Joe. Jesus, I'll have to think about it.
I mean, I'm not saying who's good. I just said who's our favorite. Who's the show's favorite? It's Buddha. It's Derwin.
It's Buddha, because Buddha. We've talked Buddha so much. I think Buddha is the best player on his team.
I would say first 2 years of the show is Derwin, and then Buddha.
Yeah.
Now that can stay healthy and get shit done, it's becoming more Buddha. That is fair. But Derwin holding out. Can Derwin even stay healthy? Well, let's touch there first. Do you think we're getting a contract done in San Diego?
I mean, it's tough when you've been hurt so many times, right? So it's like, what can you do? I mean, I feel like they'll try to lowball him. He won't budge. And then after that, we'll just got to see.
Then, yeah, the Washington team name determined it's terrible. We'll pick him up, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Even though we can't afford him.
Just enjoy. Landon Collins is probably back, brother. So just enjoy him for a little bit.
Moving right the fuck along. Trey Lance officially named starter. We're moving on to Trey. Is the quote from Shanahan.
Finally. Just thank God they said it. It was gonna happen. Thank God they said it. Now we can move on. Now we know that it's Trey. And you could do accordingly with Jimmy
Shanahan just didn't want to hear the QB conversation.
It's just a nonsense. We all knew it. When you draft that's what I'm saying with this whole situation. When you draft a quarterback in the first round, he is going to start at some point, and you have to see what you invested in, especially a guy that you traded up for, especially that. No matter what Jimmy G did last year, if Jimmy G gone to the Super Bowl and win it, maybe. But that's even a maybe outside of that.
Yep.
So it's like, I mean, like at the same time, you have Debo, George Kittle, this great young defense. Like you have to go Trey Lance and see what he can do.
It's time to develop the new guy. It's time to start a new generation.
It wasn't like Alex Smith sucked. It's just Patrick Mahomes had to start. That's how it is. That's litany of stuff that had.
We've seen that happen plenty of times throughout the years, and it wasn't. And also, Alex Smith, that happened to him twice. He got cucked twice. It wasn't that Alex Smith was bad; it's that Colin Kaepernick had to start. With that being said, by the way, we got Julio Jones. He's officially 1-year deal with the Bucs. We're locked in there. I don't give a fuck. Julio, you probably should have retired 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think he's ring chasing. So there you go.
I mean, yeah, that couldn't be more obvious. And then I did want to get more.
He deserves it. He deserves it. I'm not gonna lie. He deserves it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, listen, he 100% deserves a ring. He is a legend in this game. He will forever be a top 5 solidified receiver in my book. So shout out to Julio. Go get your ring. Go get yours. Julio, proud of you, man. Another guy I'm always proud of. I mentioned this quote briefly, but I want to say it to you again. Mm-hmm. They hated Jesus. And I'm not Jesus, so I'm not worried about it. I was baffled personally from that comment, Nude, as clearly Lamar is Jesus reincarnated. All my Latter-day Saints, I know you agree with me out there. So I just didn't understand why he didn't think he was Jesus and the biggest, basically, football legend living today. Thoughts, Nude?
Moving along.
Division preview.
2023
season. NFC West. Dude, you will be first up today. I'm curious to see how you got. And then we will next week, I think what we decided we're going to do is we'll go ahead. We're going to tackle your division. And then we are going to have an hour-long bonanza type of special for the NFC East. We are going to have myself. We are going to have, of course, our somewhat Eagles insider, Smook. And we're going to have 2 other special guests that will be representing the Giants. For some reason, we're going to give the Giants representation. And then as well as Cowboys will have a rep there as well. So that will be in 2 weeks. Next week, we're going to do a little NFC North. AFC North. Today, we are doing some NFC West. Nude, how's it shaking out for you? Who you got? And what is probably the toughest division in the NFC?
You're joking, right?
Nope.
All right.
And the NFC.
The toughest division in the NFC. You think that division is the toughest in the NFC?
What am I blanking on?
Are you kidding me? All right, let me just start. Let me tell you what happened in this division, all right? We just talked about Jimmy G leaving, and then we were talking about Trey Lance coming into the fold. We talked about a multitude of things with the Seahawks. Chris Carson is retired. Russell Wilson is gone. The only thing they did right this offseason, give DK the bag. Kenneth Walker, by the way, a rookie, and that's where I'm going to start, is with the Seahawks.
This is the toughest division. What are you talking about?
No, absolutely not, Joe.
Who do you think is the toughest division in the NFC?
Honestly? You want me to be honest? Just because I think there's 2 teams that could win their division is probably the NFC North. Maybe your guys' division is actually harder. Your division is actually harder. Yeah, your division is harder.
Yo, you need to lay off that vape you got, dog.
Your division is harder. Your body can't handle it.
All right, your body can't handle it.
Let me tell you why. So the Seahawks are basically...
It's clearly the West.
The amount of times I've heard Drew Lock being so shitty from you and Jeff, and I agree.
You changed your tone because we were both agreed 3 months ago, AFC West and NFC West were the toughest divisions.
When Russell Wilson was still there, brother. When Russell Wilson was still there, yes. And Jimmy G was the quarterback. And Kyler Murray wasn't playing games on fucking Call of Duty.
Whoa. I thought we gave him some slack for that. Now you're just slamming my man?
No, I'm not slamming him for this.
Now you think he's getting too much Call of Duty time?
Here's what
he's building a 2K franchise?
No. Here's what happened. Ready? You have Seattle and last place at 4 wins for me. 4 wins, probably 4 wins. Because Drew Lock and Geno Smith is not it. DK and Lockett can only do so fucking much. Or then you add Noah Fant. That doesn't move the needle. Yeah, Kenny Walker, who's always hurt, who's hurt now? No. Rashard Penny, the guy who gets hurt every single week? Yes, him? Oh, okay. Offensive line is abysmal. The defense is not the fucking Legion of Boom anymore. You probably couldn't tell me one person on that defense, Joe, and I don't know if you're looking at anything. He is looking at something.
I'm Googling, but hey, you know what? I'll show you right now just to prove to everybody.
All right.
YouTube viewers,
I'm going to
show you guys listening on any sort of podcast app. I am showing you right now. I don't know how to. I'm just going to do this because I don't know how to fucking flip because I'm too dumb. All right. That's where I started to type. You see that?
Okay.
You can see that, right?
I haven't typed it yet. There's 3 guys that I know extensively. One being an all-pro. I think he was one time.
I only have 3, right?
Or well, I think you know the one that I'm going to say. So go ahead.
Quaylon Diggs.
Who?
Quaylon Diggs.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Then Bobby retired.
Yeah, no, Bobby went to the Rams. And
Bobby went to the Rams.
Ooh, shocker! Rams are the team that I picked to win the fucking division at like 12 wins.
I might have something else, but
if you pick the Cardinals, I'll give you a reason why. Okay, so I'll give you one name that you forget because it's a very forgettable name now, Jamal Adams, and then Shelby Harris, and Quaydron Diggs is probably the easiest, and Sidney Jones. Sidney Jones I know because of the Eagle fans that are in my DMs every fucking day. So those are the 3 guys. But this team is just shit. I mean, Pete Carroll's a good coach, sure, whatever. But you can only do so much with Geno Smith and Drew Lock. And then, like, at the same time, it's just like you drafted this guy named Charles Cross, who's
in
pretty
some
good.
People's opinion, that might be as lead as Joe Flacco and Zach Wilson. But
yeah,
people don't know football.
It's just, I don't need to stick on the Seahawks train. Let's move on to the 49ers, who I've had 6 wins. The only reason why I haven't
Jesus, you really went heavy off this division.
I hate this division. 6 wins because Trey Lance is a rookie. I don't think he's going to do great. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I do like George Kittle. I do like Debo. Their defense is pretty young. I think they just win 6 games because it's just I think they're in that transition period where they're trying to find their way, trying to give people the money that they need. Like Nick Bosa is next. They need to fix a little bit of the defense on the back end. Richard Sherman retired, like shit like that. And I move on from the 49ers and I'm moving on to the Cardinals, who I do not have making the wild card spot. I am sorry. The reason why, it's not because of Kyler Murray's gaming. Listen, it's not because of his gaming. Can I talk, you asshole?
You don't like Cliff Kingsbury. I know where this is going. You don't like Cliff. Go.
I hate Double K, the fucking fuck boy who's a cute guy, blah, blah, blah. Because guess what? When you would go 7-0 and you do what you did, the Steelers got so much shit for going 11-0 and doing the same exact thing. But nobody says anything about the fucking Cardinals. And don't forget, their best offensive weapon is not going to be there for 6 games. And Christian Kirk, gone. So who do you have left? Marquise Hollywood Brown? Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Fucking Rondell Moore? That's not going to happen. AJ Green? We're going to raise him from the dead and Zach Ertz at the same time? That's not going to happen. James Conner can do great between the 20 and the goal line. After that, who are you going to have? Who are you going to have? Darrell Williams? Get the fuck out of here.
By the way, I want to make it clear. You said you thought it was the Cardinals that I had winning the division. It's not.
You have probably the 49ers. If you pick the Seahawks.
There's not too many other options.
After that, it's just the 49ers. I mean, you're not picking the Seahawks or you'd be canceled. And on defense, I mean,
I'll be canceled for picking the Seahawks. No other comments. It's just pick the Seahawks to win the division.
You're done. This podcast has lost all credibility if you did it.
Facts.
I mean, Budda Baker. Yes, we love Budda Baker. J.J. Watt. Oh my God, Hall of Famer. Zach Allen, the guy they drafted last year. Ooh, Isaiah Simmons, the versatile guy. I mean, it's a good defense. It's a really good defense. I think their defense are going to keep them in a lot of games. And this is probably the team I'm the most under on. Meaning, like, I say 8 games, but they probably will win, like, 10. But at the end of the day, it's the Rams show. I mean, the Rams show brought everyone back. They took OBJ out, put in Allen Robinson. They got Bobby Wagner. They got all these different pieces. I mean, the only thing they really missed is Andre Whitworth, who is retired now, and he deserves to be retired because he's like 1,500 years old. And Cam Akers is back. Sean McVay is the best coach in that division, probably the best coach in the NFC. Yeah, I mean, he is the best coach in the NFC. Now I'm thinking about it.
Probably is. I mean, he's top 3 coach in the league.
Yeah, I mean, it goes, in my opinion, Bill, Mike, him. In my opinion. And then
and you don't got your boy first again, not being loyal to the Steelers. What's new?
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to put him above a guy who won 7 fucking Super Bowls.
Yeah, but you didn't even watch that Tomlin interview either, did you?
I did, brother. Trust me, I did. How he told Ryan Clark to sit the fuck down because he had sickle cell. Yeah, I think I did. So I'm pretty sure that's good. So
you might have.
This was probably the easiest division to grade. It's the Rams to lose, 12 wins. They'll probably be in my opinion, they're my pick to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl again. I have them against the Bills. End of story. So.
Seahawks are going to go ahead and you said 4 wins, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 3. I got 3 maybe.
Oh, so I'm not low on them as you are. So there you go.
Yeah, I really am. I mean, there's, again, like you said, there's nobody that really gets you excited over that team except for DK. There's no one that makes you jump to see. The running game is abysmal. And when it does go, that person gets hurt right away anyway. Defense is way, way past the heyday of 10 years ago. It's definitely not the same team it used to be. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Moving right along, I do have the Arizona Cardinals, specifically because what you mentioned, their best weapon will be out for 6 games. I think Kyler is going to start getting his head. I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to fall off the cliff. I agree with you. I'm not a huge Cliff guy either. I wanted to believe in Cliff. I take that back. I was a huge Cliff guy. I've said that on the show. I'm a big Cliff guy. He made me lose faith because I don't feel like he's connecting with his quarterback. That's why we have all this weird tension. That's why we have all this weird language in the contract as well. And why we have, again, this massive tension. It just doesn't seem like he's able to connect or reach his quarterback. It doesn't seem, so if you can't do that, then you can't reach the rest of the team. I think this is the year we see him lose the team. I think this is going to be a 6-11 style team. I just don't see really much past that. Now, why I have it as the most competitive division is for one reason only. I think Trey Lance is about to shock the fucking world this year. I think that, I'll talk about the Rams, who I do have in second place. I just started talking about Trey, so I'm going to ride that wave, baby. I do have the 49ers in first place. I see Shanahan going ahead and doing what he does. I think that Trey Lance is perfect for a Shanahan system. Weapons galore. And listen, that defense, I don't know why we don't talk about it much, but that defense is fucking disgusting itself. I would argue at certain points during the season that defense is better than the offense. It's just, I have them going ahead, and I got them at a 11-12. Well, let's go ahead and let's stick with 49ers. Are gonna go ahead and be a 12-5 team. And then right behind them, who are going to get a wild card, actually, are, of course, the Los Angeles Rams. You just can't argue that, although I hate to sound Max Kellerman. I absolutely hate to sound Max Kellerman here, but as he just had his anniversary. But I think there are multiple players that are on this team that are battling with Father of Time this year. I think that's going to cause them to struggle. I think that's going to turn them into a 10-7 team. I think there's going to be a lot of people a little bit left with that Super Bowl shell-shock on that team as well. 10-7 team making the wild card, maybe make it to round 2.
Just absolutely insane. Just absolutely insane. You're insane.
Let the Trey Lance era begin, baby. Let the Trey Lance era begin.
So, now for our favorite segment.
It is time for the Little Joe and Michael the Pharaoh Shanuti debate. This week's topic, 0 running back strategy. Should we employ it? Should we care about it? Should we do it? Last week we talked about the 4 running back strategy that I like to employ. That makes some people nervous. There's more evidence, I will 100% say, towards this theory. Nude, why don't you break it down for us? Tell us how it works out, and I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Oh, I mean, I'm not for this, so I think we're both on the same page. So really what it is somebody came up with this strategy.
Wait, quick side note. You let out a Jesus. Did you see a tweet? Did something happen? What was that?
No. I'm saying more Jesus of like, you thinking that I would be a part of this strategy? Absolutely not. I'm all about balance. I'm all about like use your first four picks to kind of balance out your roster. Get like the wide receiver, running back, tight end, another wide receiver, another running back, whatever you need to fill out that roster. A lot of people like to employ this zero running back theory, which is basically you get the top 10 players in the other position, and then you go for a running back later. So some guy thought, okay, so the big hitters, like you have Derrick Henry, you have Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, all these guys, they will get injured at some point, and then you'd be left for dead, basically. So why not go for the position that doesn't get hurt as much as the wide receiver position or tight end position with Kelsey or Mark Andrews? Maybe get yourself a Josh Allen, and then at the kind of the 7th round, you get like a Chase Edmonds or a CEH, stuff like that. So you basically you're saying you're going to load up on running backs in the later rounds that could be potential week winners when those big guys go down.
You're running boomer bust guys later rounds and hoping for the best, and you're handcuffs, going ahead and
stuff like that. So you're not going to get a Breece. You're not going to get a Breece Hall. You're not going to get a Kenneth Walker, but you could get a Trevor Algar or whatever his name is from the Falcons, who could start, or Dameon Pierce, who you like, or Brandon Robinson, who's getting a lot of buzz in camp for the Commanders. All those guys are behind guys who could get injured. Now, for me personally, I don't like to take that game. I think this strategy works in theory, yes, and I think you really do need to hit on those wide receivers, running tight ends and quarterbacks really well, and I don't see it happening. Why? Because I don't think we've had a repeating number one quarterback since Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. So I don't think Josh Allen is going to repeat as the number one quarterback. I don't see – I mean, Kelsey and Andrews could switch flip-flop. I mean, that's a great pick. Cooper Kupp had a ridiculous year last year, like absolutely ridiculous. Will he do it again? Maybe. But more likely than not, it's going to regress. Devontae Adams is on a new team. Justin Jefferson is Justin Jefferson. Jamar Chase, people might notice him a little bit more because he was a rookie. And then Debo. I mean, Debo's with a rookie quarterback. And really – I rather have it all kind of like spread out. I like to do, if I'm in the 8th round, get one of those wide receivers. But in later rounds, you could get like somebody like Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, Alvin Kamara. Great running backs. And then you can just go from there. And then like make sure you just balance your roster out. And that's what I'm saying is like, if you want to have positional advantage, that's the way to go. But personally, that's just not the way I want to do things in my fantasy league. I get it. Especially in a full point PPR and a half point PPR, you get the extra things like that. But no, give me the balanced roster. Give me kind of like guys in depth positions and go from there. So,
yeah, exactly. I mean, the idea, like you were saying, behind this theory is essentially an insurance against the most likely position to get injured, right? Running back is the most exposed. It has the highest chance of injury actually occurring. I get all that. Hooray, hurrah, that's fantastic because they are directly hit the most, right? And then you can kind of rely and hope you get lucky with a boom or bust, but it's just too much exposure because then what you're doing and what you're likely going to find yourself with this strategy, kind of like what you're alluding to, is I'm going to be waiver wire digging every single week, and the worst position to waiver wire dig for every single week is what, dude?
It is running back position.
By far. It is absolutely frustrating. You get maybe 3 a year off the waiver wire, 4 at most, that turn into a consistently usable player. You got to have balance. It's very simple. I mean, we've been since we started this podcast, right?
Right. I'd rather stream other positions than running back. I'd rather stream a quarterback position or a tight end position if I need be. Wide receiver, same thing. Because how many wide receivers see the field? Maybe 3 or 4 at a time. So, like, running back, you have to do it. So.
Yeah, it's for me. It's simple. You draft the first 6 rounds. You draft the best player available with the position needs in mind.
Exactly.
8 and on, 7 and 8 and on. That yes, you do your boomer bust guys, but I'm not just boomer busting running backs because then I wouldn't have picked Jamar Chase last year.
Right.
So you got to remember that too. There's those rookie guys that are going to come out from every single position, not just running back that you want in those latter half of rounds that are going to end up being cornerstones of your team in some cases.
Just think about it this way, right? What are you more likely to find in the later rounds? A rookie wide receiver that goes up or a rookie running back that goes up? I'm going to say rookie wide receiver. I mean, you can look back in recent history, like besides Najee and Javonte Williams last year, there was not a lot of rookie running backs going to break out. Michael Carter did good. I don't know who else. I can't even. Kenneth Gainwell did some stuff when Miles Sanders came out. But
to your point, there's no one special that's sticking out right away. I'm sure we can go look up and see a couple guys. I'm sure there's some fanboys right now that are going crazy at us. I have no doubt at that. But then you look versus at let's say the wide receiver position versus the running backs, 2 or 3 guys of rookies that come out every year as a superstar or emerging superstar. You get 3 to 5 now, 3 to 6 every single year in the wide receiver position, where you get these new huge guys coming up. I mean, I think it's just much smarter to go ahead, take the best available, then take your boomer bust guys that you're preying on, that you loved watching in college in those latter rounds. That's it.
Exactly. So enjoy your fantasy drafts. I know they're coming up soon. It is August. So thank you guys for rocking with us.
You should be receiving a text soon. Am I going to be in that league where you told me that I couldn't beat or whatever, or what? And I said I could beat the league and da. Am I in that this year?
No, they say they say they don't like you.
Oh yeah. Hey, add the hater race. That makes us famous. That's all I
need. They say finish the challenge tonight and then maybe. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what they said. That came hot off the press.
They hop off the press.
Yeah.
But anyways, enjoy your fantasy season. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Enjoy this Triple 10 Challenge with Joe. We'd like to shout out our sponsors who are going to be sponsors for the Triple 10 Challenge as well. Stock Up Clothing, finest fashion money can buy. Follow them on IG. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter. Follow them on their new website. Get their new summer line today. Get what you need to wear for this summer today, as well as go to Seductions by Jax. Get your hair done, nail done, everything done for these different events coming up. I know she gets booked up quick. Go on IG, get a date today, as well as Eyesight Mobile Eyewear Company, Eyesight with an I. Follow them on Instagram as well. Get their new eyewear. They'll come to you for your eyewear needs, as well as Govea Fitness. Fitness taking over the entire Carolinas. Go to Scotty B for new clothing material or new clothing line. So, anyways, as well as brought to you by Smooth My Balls. Get your balls right for the summer. That's 4CR20. That's the promo code.
Get your balls right for football season. Get your balls right for fantasy season. You want to have a strong sack with no lack. You want to go 60 or 14-0, 13-0, depending on what you do in your league. Fucking Smooth My Balls.
There it is. So that's number 4. Use the CR and the number 20 to get money off your next purchase. I'm the Pharaoh. That's Little Joe. Stay easy, stay breezy, and one love.
Everybody stop giving me shit that I only got 3 shots down. I get it. Stop giving me fucking shit.